Next up, we're going to go right into the second round. We're going to wrap this stuff up quickly. All right, so next poet up, please give a huge round of applause to Latisha Lashay.
Yes. This is called Masculinity by Sam Wash, Kiwi, and Oompa. My masculinity is the loudest thing in the room without a penis. Today, my masculinity doesn't need a big dick for attention. It's skilled with this mouth. It's learned to give no other kinds of fucks because my masculinity is revolutionary. Enough. It's like a naked glitter butterfly at a gay pride parade. Out and loud in the sunshine because it didn't always get to be. So if you think about questioning just how masculine it is, my masculinity will size you up with a Henny in one hand and a Corona in the other and wish a nigga would because he know we won't. And if you think that you will, and if you think you can, my masculinity will find another limb to fuck you up with. Either way, my masculinity won't spill. My masculinity balance alcohol and control like the two-step I inherited. It will two-step over to you talk about, hey, Sugarfoot, where you going? Because no one catcalls the catcaller, right? My masculinity got hit on by a straight girl last week at a club. Nice. I almost had enough time to celebrate before remembering what kind of pieces a shadow can be whipped into when mistaken for a lie. My masculinity got me stopped at My masculinity gets me stopped with license registration, please. Gets me double take at the license plate. Gets me, is that your real name? But looking like a white man still gets me home for dinner in time. But looking like a black man still gets me handcuffs. Gets me, you fit the description of a 6-foot black male. They tell me I look like a man. That they can't tell sometimes. But really, is it any of your business? Like asking me is the reason why. My masculinity is the reason why I made it home last night and the reason why I got jumped on the way there. My masculinity knows best, my masculinity knows best, wants to give advice when she didn't ask for it, refers to me as second in command, tells me to laugh at a joke in a way a woman would laugh, but don't laugh like that. My masculinity fears my femininity. It is happy to fuck women but terrified to love them without feeling while feeling that I owe them or have to take care of them. It is terrified to love a woman the way it was taught to me by a man. All grab, conquer, take, and discard. My masculinity doesn't call back just because, and that is not a revolution. My masculinity cuts my girl off in a conversation, and that is not a resolution. My masculinity cuts off and cuts off and cuts off. My masculinity is not a luxury. It is some fickle chance at safety, which is a necessity. They sure as hell is not a revolution. I'm asking to use, my masculinity uses the film in me to serve a purpose. Do you have time to talk about my feelings? No. My masculinity only picks up where girl left off and never reaches back for her. Like, do I look like a man now in my sweats, in my bow tie, in my square jaw, in my raised voice, in my eye roll, in my apathy, in my entitlement, in my anger? Like, do I look like a man now? If this piece of me I thought for, but that I ripped from the hands that say they don't belong to me, so why did these hands look so much like mine? Clench, callous, and grasping. My masculinity is learning to be open, to feel, to say I'm sorry, to say I love you, to say I don't feel safe. It is learning to listen. It's learning to say, tell me more and listen. It's learning to shut the fuck up and listen. And maybe it is learning to be itself and not at the expense of anyone else. And maybe that can be its own small revolution.